Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video, I'm going over my review of the Flashforge AD5X multicolor printer. I purchased one a few months ago and I've been running it pretty consistently and want to provide my thoughts and feedback on how the printer's been running and my review if it's a good buy. This is not any sponsored content. I purchased one just because it seemed like a good option. Now that I've run it, I've got some, I think, feedback and some insight into the printer itself. Now just kind of a high level overview of the printer. If you're new to 3D printing or if you've been in the 3D printing space for a while but haven't really evaluated what new printers look like and what they're capable of, things that used to be features in the past or things that I would highlight as perks to me are basically what I would consider standard now. Things like auto bed leveling, magnetic PI build plates, dual Z access. A lot of that stuff is just pretty standard now. So while a couple years ago that would have been maybe a nice to have or something that's new on a printer, pretty much any modern printer you're going to get, even this Flashforge is on the cheaper side of newer printers. All that's pretty standard now. So to me, that's a feature of the printer, but not something that I highlight as a benefit to it. So this printer is a Core XY 3D printer. So this is in contrast to what we used to call the bed slingers, where the bed moved. Everything on this printer is contained within a set volume. So that also adds to its setup in that it is pretty much plug and play. I'll go over in a second here what needed to be added, but for the most part you unbox it and it's basically ready to go, which is a nice thing, but again is pretty common on a lot of 3D printers now.
For setup, these spool holders did need to be installed. They stick out quite a bit from the printer, so that would have been a pain for shipping. So those come separate in the box that need to be just screwed in. The screen is also separate. It's attached, but needs to be screwed in place, again, just to prevent damage. There were a few items that needed to be removed that just hold things steady during shipping. And then also did need to install the multicolor module here and then attach it to the extruder as well. But all pretty simple and basically plug and play compared to older printers.
So this printer uses the Orca slicer, which is pretty common. I think a lot of people use this currently for their own printing. This is a free slicer download, so this is not a paid for slicer. You can set this up for your particular nozzle and printer. So I've got this set up for the 0.25 nozzle, which I'm currently running. You can do your color painting in here. As you can see, this is a model that I've color painted with the filament. So this will print a kind of a purge block and then it'll color the model as it prints. This model does also what they call poop, where there is a purge out the back of the printer. So keep that in mind that this can't be flush against a wall. But again, if you've used Orca before, this is basically the same setup. It's just set up for the Flashforge printer. This does have Wi-Fi printing, so you can print directly to your printer from your computer, which some people may or may not like. I'm typically still enjoying printing with a USB stick. I just like that I don't have to connect to the Wi-Fi or rely on Wi-Fi for printing. But yeah, so this is a pretty standard of a lot of printers, so this isn't really a feature, but it is something nice if you are looking to get into that next generation. The Orca slicer is nice. It's got a lot of nice features. Wi-Fi printing is nice if that's something you're really looking for in a next-gen printer. But nothing to me exceptional here, but also it's nice that this is a step in the right direction as far as kind of new generation compatibility versus older printers.
So what I call the actual pros or benefits of this particular printer over some of the others, to me really the standout is honestly the low cost. There's kind of a continuous sale been running on it. It's about $340 in the US right now, which is I think the lowest cost multicolor 3D printer that I've seen. Even if you get like a Bamboo A1 Mini with the multicolor add-on, I think that even that's more expensive. So this is your very low cost entry into multicolor printing. So if you've been interested in that, this is a great entry. It can run 4 colors, which is awesome. You can create some pretty cool little things like this. If you can see, this is a kit card which I pre-colored with filament, so it prints in all these different colors. So really, no painting required if you want to do something like this. This is very time intensive. This is not a 10-minute print. This printer's quick, but multicolor will add a lot of time to your prints. So that's one of the benefits, the multicolor aspect. One thing, it also runs TPU. I put a fair amount of TPU through this and not really had any issues. I need to dial in a little bit better. I have some stringing at certain temperatures. Most other 3D printers with multicolor units say they can't run TPU, so this one can and seems to. I've heard other people say they can run TPU on other models, so kind of grain of salt whether other printers can do it or not. They just mostly advise that you can't, whereas this one says that you can, which is a nice perk. One of the things on this is the nozzle changeout is very convenient. You can basically change this out with no tools, and honestly, you can buy this one-handed nozzle change, which is fantastic.
So this is just magnetic and pulls off. This printer is currently off, so make sure your printer's off for doing that. Just need to remove the silicone sock, bring this out a little bit. There is a small latch here that opens up, and then this opens, and then very nice toolless nozzle change. So you can just slap another nozzle in there. You do need to make a change in your information. You'll see the information listed here, and then basically you just need to go to nozzle model. So you just select what your nozzle is, click it, and install it there. And very easy nozzle change.
And that's kind of the main perks for this printer is low cost entry, multicolor. Really, if you're getting into 3D printing or looking to take a step into the next generation, I think this is a great entry model for most people.
As far as downsides to the printer, the basic model does not come enclosed. I think there is a upgrade kit you can buy that does allow you to enclose this. You're also limited to just 4 colors with this setup. So 4 colors is the max that you can run, which is still pretty nice and still pretty standard for most individual units. But some other printers like Bamboo, you can scale up even further with more modules. But on this one, you're limited to 4 and 4 max. And then also one other thing I want to highlight here is I wish they would redesign this. This feature is not really easy to remove, so if you have a filament break in these part of the tubes, basically there's no easy way to get it out, and what you're going to have to do is force feed other filament up through here and force it when the nozzle's on to melt it and finally get it pushed through. So that's a design flaw. I've only had that happen once, but when it did happen it was a big pain, and I could see a lot of people being discouraged if that happens, especially in wintertime or with brittle filaments. So that's one thing to watch out for, and one thing hopefully they improve in the future.
So kind of final thoughts on the printer. Do I recommend this? At this point, yes, I do. I mentioned the one issue with the clog, and really it was just a broken filament, not necessarily a clog. So that was kind of the one minor issue I've run into. I've had a couple bed adhesion issues, but I've been printing in my garage and the printer's not enclosed. So if you're trying to print in a very difficult spot with a lot of temperature swings, or if you're trying to do something like ABS, this is probably not the best printer for you. But if you're looking to just print PLA and looking to get into multicolor options, this is something I definitely would recommend. It's performed well. I've not really had any issues to date. Print speed is great. And if you're still in the previous generation of printers where you're like still a bed slinger running your old Enders or something else, this is a great step up without spending really double the cost for a lot of the Bamboo or other models. So again, great entry-level printer. It's got my endorsement based on everything I've run for it so far. It's been a good workhorse so far. So definitely check it out if you're interested. And again, on Amazon, it's been $340, which is very cheap. That's been the sale price I've seen it at. I think technically its full price is like $400, but I've never actually seen that on either the Flashforge site or Amazon. So come check it out. Again, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not sponsored by Flashforge at all. I just picked this up as a new printer to add to my lineup. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you found it insightful. If you have any questions on the printer itself, please feel free to post those below. Or if you own a printer, a Flashforge AD5X as well, and you've got additional comments or something I missed, feel free to post that below as well. Hope you enjoyed the video, and please like and subscribe for more.